What's going on, everybody? Justin Schwartz here, coming at you live, as always, from the DJs Guru studio. It is Monday, March 7th, coming at you a little bit late at 1:09. Give me a minute here. I got to pop in my headphones. So sorry. It's been a crazy Monday, and I had to come and say hello to everybody here we go, at 1 o'clock, like I promised. And we want to go over some of the top picks that we sent out a blog this past weekend. Actually, I'm sorry, it was Friday, I think, about the best battery-powered products for 2022. And these are a collection of products that we have sold, we have used, that people have really enjoyed and have been able to make their lives easier, because when you have battery power and you're free from cable and free from having to be by a wall socket and have that ability to, bring sound wherever you need to, or, bring a microphone wherever you need to, or maybe some lighting, stuff like that, it really opens up the possibilities in the door for you to be able to do more and make more money, because that's what we all want to do. So what's going on, Michael? How are you, my friend? So we want to say hello before we get into it. Say hello to everybody watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, watching on Twitch. Want to thank everybody, as always, for their support. Can't do it without everybody out there. So thank you. Really appreciate everyone's support, and really want to keep coming at you with some great content, helping out the industry and trying to give you a better understanding of what you're buying and what you should be buying. What's up, Simeon? How you doing, my man? You should have that warranty any day. We didn't forget about you. It's coming from the warranty company. So go time is always almost here. So what do I mean by that? It's kind of a double entendre, right? Double meaning. So go time, meaning that, within the private events world and the event world, January, February kind of tail off a little bit. Everyone's recovering from the holidays and New Year's. And, even if you're in a warm state, in the South or out in California or Florida, wherever you may be, anywhere in the world. I mean, I know people are watching me all over the place. So there still is a time when people are having more events, right? So that's this time, March. Here in New York, it's about 55 degrees today. Spring is in the air. Everything is starting to come back as far as that feeling of the new year, the new spring, and we're ready to start getting out there. So for myself, already been getting very busy. Here in the retail world, very busy. Today has been crazy. That's why I was on a little bit late. And then in the event world, stuff is coming in left and right. So we're moving, and I hope everyone out there is doing well and filling up their calendars. And that's really the goal. So let's kind of get right into it. I want to start with the best battery-powered event gear for 2022. And the first item that we chose on this list is the LD Maui 5 Go 100, which is a portable column array system available both black and white. If you want to take a look at the back of it, That is the back where you have your XLR input. You have microphone inputs there as well. And then here's the top where you have additional MP3 input. You have your Bluetooth connection, volume control, sub control, all of your EQ settings and stuff like that are up there. But starting at $899, the Maui 5 Go is a fantastic battery powered item. You get up to 12 hours of battery life on it. And this is a product, to me, it's more of a ceremony system than, the next speaker that we'll talk about, because it's a full system, number one. So you get your bottom and you get your top column for a more balanced sound. It's going to give you a little bit more oomph, I think, when you're in a ceremony setting where you have some background music playing at the beginning. And then, of course, you have officiants and bride and groom, or bride and bride, or groom and groom, whatever, saying their vows, right? So first you need a little bit of good sound, but then you also need projection, no matter what the elements are, whether you're inside, whether you're outside. If it's windy, you need to have something more than sometimes a $400 battery powered speaker to be able to kind of cover everything. So not to say you can't use this for a million other things, but if I'm talking to the wedding and in private events DJ, cocktail hour, this is a great system. Obviously, ceremony, one or two of them. And then cocktail hour, another great situation for this. And I am picking one up for myself because I'm getting inquiries for these smaller gigs, right? And I have a 5-year-old daughter, so I'm getting doing a lot of stuff with the school. And because of that, I just want something simple and easy that I can run in with, run out, and do the job, because I'm not charging them a lot. And it makes my life a lot easier to have this battery powered system that can give me the sound that I need, has all the bells and whistles built into it. If I just need a wireless mic, or I just need to play music from my phone, a lot of these types of things are, more basic. So if you're an entertainer and you're doing anything else other than DJing, right, where you just need background music and you're doing balloon animals, or you're doing face painting, or you are just a kids party person, or you're just doing PA, right? You have a commercial, a retail or a corporate event where they're in a boardroom or they're in a speaking environment and you just need a PA system. Beautiful system for something like that. And as a DJ, why not pick up a job like that during the week? So this is just, again, the way of talking about product as tools and as ways to say, all right, here's a Maui 5 Go. It's $899 for black. It's $969, $949 for white. Okay, why am I buying this? I'm buying this because I can now create this service. I can charge X amount for it. So that way, this investment is going to give me a return. And I can now go and do these types of parties, which I maybe never was able to do or thought of doing when I had my one-size-fits-all system that's huge and I don't want to be taking everywhere with me. So again, this is just a really good opportunity to kind of look at a really cool system like the LD Maui 5 Go 100. And just for anyone who's curious, a couple of things. The 100 is a newer version of it. And what they did was they changed up the battery to a 3200. I think it's mega amps. I'm not a battery expert, but they made it a little bit smaller. There was some issues with the as far as shipping the initial battery, made it more expensive and more difficult for retailers to sell. So they kind of changed it up a little bit. What's also very cool about the Maui 5 Go 100 is it only weighs about 28 pounds, so it's super lightweight. And then that battery it's swappable. So you can buy an additional battery for it. And if you have 2 gigs in one day and you need to use it, or God forbid, you're in a situation where you're running for, I don't know, all day and you need to swap it out between gigs or whatever, or you just running off of 4 hours from last night, you have another battery ready to go. So a lot of really cool features of this. And, for me, as everyone probably knows, I'm a big fan of the column array. So I just think that it's very elegant looking. It looks a lot nicer than, I mean, I love the JBL Eon 1 Compact, but when you put it on a tripod, it starts to look a little bit more clumsy and less refined, less streamlined. And obviously, everything in this industry, wherever you're playing, wherever the events are, is really starting to clean up. And it's all about having smart lines and minimalistic look, at least for me, in my experience. So LD Systems Maui 5 Go. Any questions on it? If you guys have any questions, guys and girls, drop them down in the comment section. We're happy to answer all of your questions. Simeon says he has the original, the Maui 5 Go. He loves it. Wish they would come out with more battery life for the new ones. Well, that's why you buy the swappable battery, right? So you have additional, only so much, they could pump into one battery. And then again, there's some shipping issues that happened because of that whole Samsung thing back in the day, and UPS and FedEx, they changed their certifications and blah, blah, blah. So you now have a newer version with a different battery, but it's great. I got to tell you, and it's a respectable sound. It really is. It's about a 120 SPL. So it's loud enough, it's not going to be a main system. You're not buying this for your main system, but that's not what it's for. So let's move on to two on our list of top 5 or top products for 2022 that are battery powered. And we're going to talk a little bit about the JBL Eon 1 Compact versus the Maui 5. Versus the Mackie Thump Go, and try to get an understanding of maybe which one is right for you, or what the differences are between them. Those are two of the more popular ones out there, with the original, of course, in this category being the Bose S1 Pro. As we all know, not a big fan, but plenty of people out there that sell it, and they're happy to sell it to you. So, that's something that you want to buy, go for it. I do find, in my experience and from my opinion, I don't think that speaker is better than these two at all, and it's more expensive. So, that's for you to decide. But in my opinion, from my experience and what I've done in my past and listened to and whatnot, out of the three, I think the S1 Pro probably sounds the worst, personally. Now, the Eon 1 Compact and the Mackie Thump Go are both battery-powered, 8-inch, two-way systems with integrated mixers, both about 200 watt RMS, both have an SPL of about 123. And really, I tried to get a back picture of this, but it didn't come up on the stream, so I apologize. But I'm going to grab my Mackie Thump Go really quick because I have one right here. So, sorry about that. So the main thing is that you got to understand which one is better. The Eon 1 Compact is a better speaker. There's no question about that. The build quality is better. It has more bells and whistles. It has 2 USBs that actually charge, which is a really cool feature that a lot of people seem to really love. If you have a USB microphone that's wireless or something like that, a lot of things that you can do with that, but it's a cool feature that people seem to really love about it. It has a ton of inputs. It has 4 XLR and or 1/4-inch inputs, plus you have a 3.5 millimeter, I believe, Bluetooth, and then you have the ability to actually mix. It's a bit, the integrated mixer in the Eon 1 Compact is very much like what you would use with an external mixer. So you get to control the full level of everything together, and then you also get to go into each line and actually control the volume and tweak stuff, which screws people up sometimes. I've taken phone calls where like, this thing sounds like crap. And I said, wait, no, I think you're not controlling it the right way. Let's go through that. And once we fix it, it's great. And that is something that if you are doing a lot of PA, if you're a band, if you just need to have enough, if you don't want to not have enough stuff, I hate to be in that situation personally. I've always said buy once, cry once. So sometimes you just want to make sure you have it. Even if you never use it, you want to have it. So the EL1 Compact for me is a fantastic two-way battery-powered option. It's up to 20 hours. It's a swappable battery. The battery is tiny, very lightweight. Thing only weighs about 17 pounds. Sounds very good. You can link up to 4 of them wirelessly at the same time, which is very cool. There's a very good app for it. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, these are battery powered speakers, right? So you have to always understand that you're never going to get the same kind of sound that you are out of an AC powered speaker. So just understand and manage those expectations. I had put up a post last week about it, and somebody asked me about a ceremony of 150 people. And I said, yeah, I mean, you could probably get by with one, but I think 2 would really be the right way to do it. And, someone came in and, 1 is just fine. But I mean, that's a sweeping comment, right? You got to understand every situation could be wind. There could be so many different variables that you don't know, that when you get to the event, you got to be prepared for those things. So that said, I always try to make sure that if, I cover all my bases, but that's the way that I do things. Now, since I have the Mackie Thump Go here, I'll show this to you. We've done this once before, but I figure I'd integrate it into this conversation because I have it here, and a lot of people have questions on it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I sold my Eon 1 Compact, but I kept this mainly because I dropped it when I did the review. It still works great, by the way. So you can definitely drop this thing from about 8 feet and it'll still work. So that said, the mixer is less. So it's less robust. Got 1 output. You have 2 inputs, 1/4 inch and XLR. You have 1 main master control, and you have those individual controls here. You have some digital EQ settings that are built into it as well. You can turn this green button off here if you don't like it. There you go. Bluetooth, you have music ducking, feedback elimination, and has some built-in presets as far as EQ. Again, super lightweight. As we all know, I'm extremely strong, but it's only about the same weight. I mean, listen, they all kind of saw the market of the Bose S1 Pro, and they all wanted a piece of that business, right? So, a lot of companies come out with this type of speaker, and they all I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me? I think I'm back. Yes. That was StreamYard. That never happened. That never happened before. Sorry about that, everybody. Man, you gotta love the internet, right? This is what happens. But so I saw some comments, and I think since I got totally thrown off there, I'm gonna go to the comments. Yeah, we lost me. Sorry about that. I'm back. I am back. Okay. Jason. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? Can one of those handle a small bar as a complement to a good house system? Looking for a good looking monitor for my DJs. Yes. It would be a great monitor. I literally bring column arrays in as monitors for some of my DJs, and they work great. So I think the answer is yes. I don't know the room, I don't know how loud it gets. So it's tough for me to diagnose without seeing the patient. But I think that based on my experience with it and a small bar that right in front of you, yeah, I think you could definitely do that. And then use it for a lot of other things. So it's a great idea for sure. Yes, the Maui. It thumped when I dropped it, that's for sure. Jason, Mr. Mackie. Can't have him on this show. The Mackie is 150 less, which, yes, we absolutely said that. So if the extra bells and whistles of the JBL aren't critical, save the money. I don't disagree with that. I had no problem keeping this thing. I keep losing my headphones here. I mean, I'm a mess. Note to self: don't go live again on Mondays. It's crazy. I kept this, and I didn't feel bad about it because it sounds really good. It sounds just as good as the Eon 1 Compact. Again, ask 10 people, 5 people might say that Mackie sounds better. So it is less expensive, and, Bluetooth plus 2 inputs, that might be all you need, so it all depends. We talked about it in the review, but and Jason just brought it up, but these types of speakers also are great monitors, and less expensive than the Maui. So I know my good friend Maria DJ Precisa uses her Bose S1 as a monitor, right, on her setup. It works great for her. So nice to have that. And listen, all DJs should be using a monitor if you can. It's gonna make your mixing so much better. So anyway, Brian McDonald, what's happening, man? I've been using the Bose S1 for summers, but G4 wireless system, they have been flawless. Been a real game changer as far as setups. I wouldn't use them for a main PA. Great feedback. Just the idea of having this system available to you, battery powered. I mean, God, I had been running late because of another situation to a gig, and having battery powered stuff just saved me so much time. And I'm like, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to get set up on time. And I had 15 minutes to spare because because it was so much easier to set up, not having to plug in stuff. And, it sounds silly, but that's 15 minutes that you spend taping and plugging in and running the cable and snaking it around and all that stuff, and eliminate all that. So that's my story on JBL Eon 1 Compact versus the Mackie Thump Go. Next up. Oh, Jeff, we know you love your Thump Go. You're rocking coffee houses from Portland down to the Baja de Sur in Mexico. I love it. Jeff is saying hi to Jason. What's up? So we're going to go down to the next product. We all know I'm a big fan of JMaz, and been talking about JMaz for a good year now. You've seen me at the shows with them. A lot of people have taken my advice and made purchases and have been very happy with the product. Battery life on the Thump Go, I want to say, is 12 hours. Jason, if you're listening, just double verify that for me. It's 12 to 16. I can look it up really quickly, but I will get back to that question, Jason, if you can answer that. If not, I will get back to it. But I want to move on to JMaz and talk about the Aero Spot, the Aero Beam, the Aero Wash. Moving head. Now, what makes it special? Obviously, it's battery powered, right? Because we're talking about the top battery powered products for 2022. But what else is it all? What else is it? Not only battery powered, but it has built-in wireless DMX. So it is completely wireless. It's like a battery powered wireless uplight, but a moving head. Okay. So I'll give you another example. I did an event last Saturday, and I thought I was going to be able to get in at 8 o'clock for a 9:30 start. I couldn't get in until 8:45. Ever been in that situation? I mean, I had totems, I had moving heads. Luckily, I had my battery-powered moving heads already synced up wirelessly, programmed. Everything was good to go. I walked in, I dropped my truss down, I dropped the moving head on top, I put my safety cable, done. So, what's the negative of this light, right? Because I mean, battery powered moving head, it sounds amazing. The negative, I mean, there's not really any negatives, except for the fact that because of the trade-off of the convenience of the battery and also how much the battery can power and all of that, you have a little bit smaller of an LED diode than you would normally see at this price range. But I've already sold several systems, plus I use them. They are rated at 60 watts, but I will say that they seem brighter than that. And I just had someone who owns Intim 140 that are discharge lamp, right? Super bright. And he said that he didn't see much of a drop off with the Aero beam. And he loved the convenience of having the battery power, the wireless, he said he didn't really see a big drop off. So if you look at the ratings and in the price, you're like, oh, it's only 60 watts. But I'm telling you, it's bright enough for almost any type of private event, wedding, sweet 16, quinceañera, that type of thing. I mean, listen, if you're doing a $10,000 wedding, 2 of these is not the right light, but I'm not saying you couldn't do it. But it's all relative to what you're doing. But I also love the fact that because of these, I did another event at a place where I didn't have the ability to put trussing in every spot that I wanted to, but I was able to find places above where I could actually just put these down and rest them that were away from people. So instead of permanently installing them, I just basically put them down, and then they were just as effective as if they were on truss or whatever, and they were kind of hidden. So it worked out really great. And I'll tell you, I get a lot of this stuff. I buy it for demos. I do reviews, and then some of it I sell. Some of it I keep. And I kept saying, I'm going to sell these battery-powered moving heads. And every other week, something pops up, or I'm like, oh, I need them. I'm not going to sell them because of the convenience of them. And they're just a great product. You have a ton of high-end moving head features built into them. Power con in. You have a 3-facet prism. It has 8 colors plus white. Tons of gobos. A great moving head, really, and it's very, very well made. Everything from JMaz is extremely well made. And then these come in a spot, a beam, and a wash. So you have so much flexibility with, potentially adding to them as you go on. I've had some customers that have purchased 2 washes, 2 spots, that type of thing. If you're going to buy beams, you usually want to have more than 4 to really get the right effect. But you can use 2. Don't get me wrong. 2 will look great. It looks better, though, when you have more beams. So that's the JMaz Aero spot. Beam, wash, moving head. Those are $11.99 MAP. We do have some specials and promotions going on right now. By the way, JBL Eon 1 Compact, $5.99. Mackie Thump Go, $4.49. We do have some specials going on, so make sure you reach out. Drop in the comments if you're watching this on the replay, or now if you need some help, we'll get back to you. We're going to talk about the next product. One of my favorite brands, the Ape Labs Can SE. So we've talked about this before. I've never really, it's funny. I haven't done a review video on this yet. I did it on the coin, which is basically the same thing. But I've been using the Ape Labs cans here in different situations, and it really blew my mind this past Saturday with the same event that I was just talking about, where instead of using these as uplights, what's really cool, we've done the video, and these work also with the coins, but they make this thing called the swivel ball adapter, right? And this actually screws into the bottom of the can. Now you have a battery-powered light, right? So, no strings attached or whatever. What I did was I actually used 2 of these, and I put them up against the wall, just like that, right? Magnet. And then I angled them up, and then I had them point them up. You guys might have seen, I put it in my story, and I pointed them up at the ceiling, and they made the most incredible effects on the ceiling. Just 2 of these. These go for $179 each. So inexpensive, battery, wireless, and they all work with the Ape Labs remote, right? But I was able to use this, stick it up there, completely battery powered, wireless, and it made such a cool effect that I'll tell you, it was really impressive. Now, the other thing with the can that's really cool is the top comes off, right? So right now you have a Fresnel or lens. I like to call it a frosted filter. It's more of a layman term, but that's what kind of gives you that unique kind of wall decor look, like you see behind me here, right? You kind of see that a little bit lighter here than normal, but I have coins there behind me, but that's kind of the look. But take off the top, and now you could either do a 4-degree lens, which is a little bit tighter, obviously, or they also sell a 10-degree lens kit, which is the same exact lens kit that the Mini uses. And this can then becomes an Ape Labs Mini, which has a wider spread, same exact LED diode, 15-watt RGBAW, and now you have a totally, versatile light that you can do so many different things with. I mean, versatility and flexibility are like one of my number one things when I look at a product and I want to see value. What can I do with it? How can I make money with it, right? How can I wow people with this little light? Am I just going to put it up against the wall and use it for uplighting? I could, sure. But the cool thing about Ape Labs is that you can do so much more with it. It turns your uplighting into effect lighting. And again, uplighting could be downlighting. When you have really cool accessories like this that are just simple, it's a great world with Ape Labs. I'm telling you, I love it. Simeon loves Ape Labs. He loves it. We've talked a few times. I don't say many times. We're new friends, but I know he told me about Ape Labs, and it's just really a great company, great owner. Had a good conversation with him a couple weeks ago. Guy was smoking a cigarette in a nightclub in Germany, like finishing up a lighting installation, having a beer, and we were just shooting the SHIT. It was great, cool dude, but really cares about his product, really cares about you and me, the people using it. Listens, really does listen. They just released a new app update, firmware update for the W app. If you didn't hear about that, by the way, they're giving you a bunch of new colors, some new features in there. So if you are an Ape Labs user and you haven't done that yet, go to the App Store and get the new firmware update for your W app. You're going to see a lot of cool new features and a lot of exciting stuff coming to Ape Labs this year. So, all right. Ape Labs Can SE. Any questions? Going once, going twice. Jason Longobardo, the Mackie can also sync to a second Thump Go via Bluetooth. Yes, it can. Two, you can do 2, right? So yes, you could do that wirelessly without having anything additional. All right, now, next product. Bam! Prime Go. Very loud today. I don't know why. I'm very loud. I have a lot of energy. Monday. So the Denon DJ Prime Go, the world's first battery-powered DJ controller. And if you look at the back view, that is what really makes this. That is what really makes this extremely attractive to a mobile DJ and or entertainer who needs music, doesn't necessarily want to bring a computer, doesn't necessarily have the ability to always power it up, but this thing can be used with power, no problem. Needs 2 microphones, needs a potential of auxiliary output, master, you have 2, and a booth. So tons of outputs. So you have a truly robust mixer on the back of this somewhat basic controller on the surface level, right? It's very small. It's powered by a battery. So they had to be minimalistic with what is on there. But, I mean, Prime Go is really a tool. Can you use it to do a full gig with? Absolutely. Of course you can. But for me, I would have it for specific functionality to make my life easier. It's a $9.99 map. Battery lasts up to 8 hours on a full charge. It has the Prime built into it. I'm sorry, Engine Prime built in. So you have full USB standalone and streaming, which is a real game changer. I'll get to that in a second. But this is really a standalone controller with battery that is going to allow you to do ceremonies, outdoor gigs, wherever they may be. You can do the whole gig. It doesn't have to just be a ceremony. It doesn't just have to be a cocktail situation. I'm in New York on Long Island. So out here, we have a ton of wineries out on the East Coast. Mike probably knows a lot about that. Mike's out east, who's watching before. And they'll do gigs, in the middle of the winery, out in the grapevines is where they'll have the party sometimes. I mean, and literally have to bring, you have to bring a generator and that whole thing. So I don't know. For me, I like integration. I'm trying to find batteries that are built into the products when I can. I don't want to necessarily have to bring another item and then plug everything into it. And I don't know. Yeah. Can you do it that way? 100%. Is it cheaper? Probably, most likely. Could it even be better? Yeah, maybe. Everyone has to work in a way that makes sense for them, right? So I'm just speaking for myself, but I just want to get to a gig. And if I have a battery powered product, or if that's my idea, I just want to turn on and do its thing, or that's pretty much it. I don't want to have to, link it up to something else. But that's me. James, he has two. There was an integrated EQ for the mics. I thought they were working on something with the firmware update, but I don't know. So anyway, so that's the Prime Go. Who has the Prime Go? Anybody out there have it? Want to drop your comments? Let us know. Of course, if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And if you have comments while you're watching this back, just drop them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them at a later time. Everything that you're seeing on this stream is available at djeventgear.com, also djsupply.store.com. We've got a couple of e-commerce sites now. DJEventGear.com is like the boutique, right? We have packages. We have 0% financing. It is meticulously merchandised. DJ Supply Store is essentially all of the individual items that I have available on a website. There are some packages, but DJ Event Gear is the more merchandised boutique style, and DJ Supply Store is like, that's everything. There's a coupon promotion there. It's SAVE. The coupon code is SAVE. So it's a little bit different of a buying model and a buying experience. So it all depends on what your needs are. Both sites, we are behind, and we're always there to help you out. So let us know. And thanks again, as always, for your support. Moving on to the next product. X5, U3, and U4 wireless transmitters. We've talked about these a lot. That's the U4. And actually, I have them right here. So that's the wireless in-ear monitor system and or wireless headphone system that I've been using for wireless headphones. Very cool. And then this is the U3, which is your wireless transmitter for speaker and or microphone. So kind of go through this real fast. So this is the U3 from X5. You got about a 5-hour battery life on these. All metal, very, very well made. XLR inputs, so simple plug and play operation. There are 6 channels built in that you link up together. It's 1 through 6, 1 and 1. It's linked. Very simple to use, right? So you could do a couple of things. Now, if I have a mixer, right? I plug this into my mixer. And then if I want to run, plug this into my mixer as an output. And then this is going to transmit signal here to my battery powered speaker. So let's say I had a Prime Go and I had this and I had that. I'd have a completely battery powered system, by the way, right? So now my Prime Go is sending signal out of this. It's going into here and I am completely wireless now up to about 90 feet. You don't need line of sight. It's 2.4 gig, but you know, it's an inexpensive option, you know, but for the price, it's very good. I've used it myself in many situations, and it's not perfect. I don't think anything wireless is perfect, but it's very, very good for the price. There's other models out there that are $299 and they're not any better. I've had literally customers that I had one customer returned this, thought there was a problem, bought a Sennheiser, I'll just say the name, and had the exact same problem. So it wasn't the unit. Unfortunately, it had something to do with something else that was going on. But these really work just as good as, you know, the $299 units out there. The other thing that this can do, which I think is really cool, and I've done this a lot of times. So, you know, you got a situation where you have your main wireless system. Maybe it's a Shure, Let Your Voice, or Sennheiser, or whatever. But then there's those situations where you want to have a microphone for yourself, right? So, but do I want to set up another single channel wireless microphone? Not really. You know, do I have a dual? Maybe. But if I don't, you know, I don't have to go out and buy a $400 microphone system because I could just buy this, which will work for multiple functions. And then I use this all the time now as like what I used to use behind the booth with a wired mic, except now it's wireless. Plug that right into the microphone input. This now goes into the back of the microphone and it's now a wireless microphone. The same way that a regular wireless transmitter would work. You're just literally plugging that into the XLR and now you have a wireless microphone. By the way, this is a Mackie wired microphone. Great value, I gotta say. And I just wanted to showcase that. But this thing has really done wonders for me. I've used it a tremendous amount of times, and it's been great. So the last thing I'll show you, and it's 1:52 here, so we got to sign off. I'll answer some questions after this, but I'm going to show you my wireless headphone jack. You might have seen, and these are all on our YouTube page at the DJsGuru.com. I've done a review on every product except for the Maui 5 Go 100 and the can, believe it or not. But if you just watch our coin video, it's pretty much the same thing. So this is the wireless headphone. This gets connected to your body pack. You got a 3.5 millimeter here. You got volume control here. And then this goes into your mixer. Now, a lot of people say, oh, this is really long, right? Well, it depends on which direction you're putting it. The thing was actually designed more for line level mixers where you're actually going to put it down like that, right? But most of the headphone inputs for DJ mixers or DJ controllers are going this way. So it hasn't been a problem for me, you know, so I can only speak for myself, but it hasn't been a problem. And I do really like having the wireless headphones when I am in situations where I get a lot of requests or, you know, I have to walk far to get to where the people are because as you see, I constantly moving and all of a sudden I get that, you know, that thing where I get that the headphone rip on my neck if I forget that I have headphones around my neck. So anyway, James Valenzuela, I will send you an invoice, my friend. They go $199 map. I have a special, I think at like I have a couple of demos that I'm doing for like $178. at djeventgear.com right now. If you want to pick those up, they're almost brand new. DJ Ernie, I used my Mackie Go Thump H yesterday to summon. They work flawless. Oh, you used two? Did you link them together? And he used them with his Dead on Prime Go. I love it. What did I say, right? You could do it. And he loves wireless headphone solutions. I do the same thing, moving all the time. Yep, absolutely. I've realized that, we're all a lot of movers and shakers here as DJs, right? We're always moving. We're always trying to keep things going. Can you use the W app from ApeLabs with other manufacturers' lights? I have ApeLabs and Chauvet. Yes, it's ApeLabs uses 4 and 7 or 4 and 8 channel DMX mode. So you get DMX-like results when you access the channels through the W app. But I'm going to say that if you're using other lights, Chauvet, American DJ, I love those brands, by the way, JMaz, Eternal Lighting, Blizzard, whomever, Elation, Chauvet Professional, I would keep those on their own universe, personally. That's what I do. I run it separately, and I run my ApeLabs in its own universe. Universe meaning it's its own DMX setting, and I kind of keep them separate. Now, if you're someone who is using SoundSwitch or needs to have everything within one software, ApeLabs might not be the best product for you. I tell people that all the time. That's kind of like the line in the sand for me with ApeLabs, where is it a good fit? And I think that if you're heavy DMX and you're heavy on wanting to customize your lights, ApeLabs might not be the perfect fit for you, because a lot of times you can get it almost custom, but not exactly, because of the closed network wireless system that they have. So I'm just looking at a comment here. Sorry. So that's pretty much what I do with ApeLabs. And yes, you can, but that's just what I say. ApeLabs is a fantastic light, but just like Apple products that are closed network, they will sometimes have limitations because you can't plug a USB in without an adapter or whatever, and ApeLabs is somewhat like that without making you buy something new every year and changing up the software and all that type of stuff. They're almost anti-Apple when it comes to stuff like that, and that's why I love them. So, and yeah, you're always going to get an honest opinion here. Sometimes I'm too honest, but I guess that's what it is. Gear reviews and talking about gear, and as I've been doing this since I'm 17 years old, 12 years now, 29, as we all know, I am publicly. Is my nose growing? But I've learned that, DJs appreciate that. I know that because I'm a DJ, and don't BS me. Just tell me the truth. The last thing I ever want to get is a phone call. The last thing I ever want to get is a phone call going, why did you sell me that thing? It doesn't do what you say it does. This wasn't the right fit for me. That's not my goal. My objective is happy customers and to keep people coming back because they trust my opinion and what I'm telling them. I'm not always right, wrong all the time. I was wrong 3 times today. I showed up late here for this, right? But I'll give you my honest opinion. I'll give you some facts and some information to back it up, and always try to do my best to be helpful and try to, get you to find the right fit for your needs. I'll continue to say that. You don't always have to buy the most expensive thing. Like Jason said before, the Eon 1 Compact is a better speaker, but it's also $150 more. I don't need those extra bells and whistles. I might someday, but you know what? At this point, this thing did just everything I needed it to do, plus more. And so I kept it, and I sold the Eon 1 Compact. Why not? Anyway, I wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching. Anybody have any questions before I go? Any more comments? I love branding. You know me. The green color is fine. It just looks unappealing in a photo, I think. But then again, I'm in agreement with you. Well, I will say that there's very little other than this brand in the middle. This green thing at the top, you really don't see it. And then again, that light is green, but you could turn that off. So, listen, Mackie, Shure, they are all in on the green. I mean, Shure went as far as making and copywriting, whatever I don't know what you would call it, but the green of Shure's logo is owned by them. They own the color. Okay, they made a color and they own it. So they're doing it green. But anyway, yeah. He said Ernie T just turns the light off. I'm with you. I have to tell you, everyone, in my opinion, we notice 98% of things, and the other 2% gets noticed by the customer. Very, very minimal. And I'll tell you, I've read a lot of reviews about parties, and I don't think I've ever read a review where they said the DJ's equipment had an ugly color or something like that. So listen, it's all personal preference, right? It's all about your own branding and how you want to appear to your clients. And either it makes sense or it doesn't. So last thing, special show. We'll be back on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I had a chance in the RCF room to have a great conversation with Cleveland Terry, which y'all may know from YouTube, and he's Mr. Review. I think he does a great job in explaining and has a lot of experience out in California, believe it or not, as a mobile DJ. We're going to talk to him, talk a little bit about his background. And then we're going to talk about some of the best products that we both reviewed and have had our hands on since quarantine, which I thought was kind of cool. Get a insight from someone who literally, from multiple people that have had their hands on a lot of new products over the last couple of years. I think it'll be good content. We'll get a chance to talk to him. He's a really cool guy, really positive. And of course, my other co-host, DJ Switch, which we will be debuting his Rain 1 video tomorrow, 6 months later. He's got a great video, 23 minutes. Really good stuff on there. So we'll be debuting that on our YouTube page tomorrow. Make sure you check us out at djeventgear.com, djsupply.store.com for all of your purchasing needs. You can reach out to us at the phone number or the email address is there, or through the chat at djeventgear.com. Always happy to help. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, if you watch this in the on the replay, drop them down below. Be happy to help you out, okay? Thank you very much. Sorry for some of the technical problems we had today, but appreciate everyone hanging out with us today and going through some of this stuff. So again, talk to you soon. Have a good one, everyone.